Welcome to Jumpstarting Your Sales this summer. My name is Wendy Barlin. You have joined About Profit. We are driven to help you create choices by having wealth. We firmly believed that money doesn't buy you happiness, but it does buy you choices. And over the last few weeks, I have heard nothing but complaints about the summer is slow, what can we expect, our numbers are down, cash is tight. And I thought to myself, is that really true? Is that really true? Is that something we tell ourselves as an excuse to back off from sales? So today is about a jumpstart, a 4-week 30-day process to prove to ourselves, you and me both, that summer is not in fact slow, and that is a myth. So I'm going to share my screen with you today so that you have what I have. What we're going to be talking about is how do we do this and how do we do it fast, because we all want to get money in our pocket right away. And so, as I said, the myth is that summer is slow. And so what happens when this myth overcomes us and we buy into the myth? We worry, we stress, and worse yet, we cut costs. And when we cut costs, often we cut the very thing that is the lifeblood of our business, which is marketing expenses. So today, let's put an end to the myths, the things we know. Myths that have always proven to be untrue. The world is flat, right? What other myths can you think of that have proven to be untrue? Similarly, the myth that the summer is slow for sales is untrue. Let's stop cutting our costs. Let's stop worrying. Let's stop the summer stress, and let's start working at it. And what most of my clients tend to do is they go and they look at getting new customers and new sales, and we throw money at the system and say, well, I must sign up for a program. I need more sales. I need new customers, and all these fancy new systems that we sign up for. They work, but they're long-term solutions. They're not 30-day, put money in my pocket today solutions. So I'm going to tell you, before you sign up for one of these fabulous training courses to get new sales and funnels and all the enticing systems that come across our email box every day, the answer is no. The answer is no. Let's get back to basics. Here's what I'll tell you. Research shows that it costs how much to win new customers. Go ahead and put in the polling down at the bottom. What do you think? Is it 2%? Is it 6%? Or is it 9%? How much does it cost more to get a new client than to have an existing client buy more from us? Correct. Research shows that it costs 6% more to get a new client than to sell more services to an existing client. So let me see. I'm sitting here on June 13th, and I'm looking at a possible cash crunch over the next 3 to 6 weeks. Would I spend an additional 6% to maybe get a new client? Or would I go back to the people who already know, like, and trust us and sell more services, right? So I've done a lot of classes over the years. I'm a big believer in educating ourselves on marketing and sales. And in all the expensive classes that I've done, I've learned that there are only 4 ways to grow your sales. So let me shortcut all the money that you're going to spend on very expensive programs, learning how to increase your revenue. This is my hack. This is the shortcut that I'm showing you here today. If you can implement these 4 steps, you will undoubtedly improve your sales. Why? Why do you want to improve your sales? What does that mean to your business? If we improve sales, we should have more money in the bank. We should be able to stress less, worry less, enjoy the summer with our family and friends. So how do we do that? Well, the 4 steps as I have learned them to be are: number 1, always increase the number of customers. That always comes to the top of everybody's minds. For the purposes of today, I'm going to push that one all the way down to the bottom of the list, in that we're going to focus on the other 3, because I've found the other 3 to put more money in your pocket quicker. So the other 3 are: increase how often your existing clients buy from you, and how much do they spend every time they buy. So these are the 2 that focus on the 6% savings we were just talking about. It is so much cheaper and easier to sell to an existing client base than it is to constantly be looking for new clients. And then the 4th one, which is usually actually the easiest way to put more money in your pocket, is internal efficiency. So save the time on all these fancy, expensive courses that you would take and all the books you would read. In my experience, there are no other ways to grow your business than these 4. And I'm open to suggestions. So if you have some that doesn't get covered by one of these 4, you let me know. Money back guarantee always. So the next steps are to take a deep dive. We're going to dive into 1 or 2 of the systems today, because unfortunately we only have an hour together. You guys all have things to do today, I know. So we're going to dive into 1 or 2. If you're interested in spending the next 30 days taking this challenge with me, you let me know, because I'm doing this too. The next 30 days, we're going to do this deep dive together, and we're going to attack every single one of those 4 strategies. The first one I wanted to cover today is the last one that was on the sheet I just showed, and it's the one that gets so little attention, probably because everybody's groaning right now. So if anybody has any ideas on internal efficiency, go ahead and pop them into the chat, but it doesn't mean cutting costs. Usually when I say to people, we need to focus on your internal efficiency, they immediately assume it means cut costs, spend less money. And that's really not what I'm talking about. I'm not a proponent of cutting costs. What I'm talking about is making changes within your business to put more money in your pocket with your existing sales. Internal efficiencies will, by their nature, increase the more money you take home. So very important to just make a distinction between efficiencies and cutting costs. Without effective and efficient operations, all business development will do is create busy work and not put any more money in your pocket. What I've seen with so many clients is they're so busy chasing the top line that at the end of the day, there's no more money in their bank accounts. And I'm telling you from sitting here from experience, I have clients who make $10 million and clients who make $100,000. And very often, those who make $100,000 are more profitable by percentage than those who make $10 million. In fact, just last week, I was reviewing the set of financial statements for a $25 million nationwide business. $25 million. Wow, let me see what's going on here. And I looked at their profit and loss statement, and there were 2 owners. And you know what they were taking home? $80,000 each. $80,000. They bring in $25 million. So when we're talking about internal efficiency, putting more money in your pocket, it is serious business. And I'll tell you, just sitting here myself, about 3 years ago, I spent an entire year chasing the top line, pushing revenue, and I didn't focus on what was going on inside. And at the end of the year, I had the least profitable year ever. So my challenge to you is take a look at what's going on inside your business. I know it's not fun, and everybody groans when I talk about it, but there is money being wasted inside your business every day. One of the first places to start is with a cheat sheet of where you spend your day. So I'm not asking you to take a timesheet and track every 15 minutes of your day. We don't even do that anymore. But if you were to take 1 week, just 1 week, and take a snapshot on a piece of yellow pad, how are you spending your time? Are you behaving like the business owner, Or are you behaving like someone who works in the business? And everybody groans when I say the word timesheets. They all go, no, we hate timesheets. But your time is extremely valuable. And what we're aiming for is the percentages that you see on the screen. As internal efficiencies relate to business development and growing your business, this is the sweet spot. All the research shows that those business owners or CEOs that spend 65% of their time working on the business will see their business grow. That's it. So from today onwards, for the next 5 days, track your time. And then we can discuss about why are you not seeing growth over the summer? Why do things stall right now? Is it because you're not spending 65% of your time working on the business? Most of the business owners that I work with are probably at about 50% working in, and those are the ones that are delegating and outsourcing. This ratio will also allow you to see where you need help. If you're spending more than 10% of your time doing administrative functions of the business, then it's time to get admin help. I hear people all the time say to me, oh, I need to hire someone, I need help. And I say to them, well, what is this help going to do? Well, everything. Okay, how long does everything take you? So your homework and your cheat sheet is to build one of these for me. And then let's have a discussion about where your time is falling. Because this 65% of the middle of the screen, that's where the money's sitting. That's your sweet spot where you're going to really grow your business. The second piece in efficiency is systematizing, another area that everybody hates to talk about. It's really gotten easier. It's no longer a matter of sitting down with a pen and paper and writing out, open your computer, go to page 1. Most of my clients, including us, we're doing all our systematizing by video. It's so easy with an iPhone, with Jing, with a Zoom, with any of the multitude of services out there. Just turn your video on. Video your calls, video your processes, video yourself. You now have a system. You can show that video to someone else, just like we do for YouTube. My children are doing things that is far beyond their age capacity because they watch on YouTube. So all you're doing is creating the internal YouTube for your team. Systematizing will help with internal efficiencies, putting more money in your pocket. If you need help with this, you let us know. I wanted to see if anybody on the call today is using videos for systems and if they found it to work. So you can go ahead and put that in the chat box. I can see the chat box. So I would love to see if anybody's awesome. Jing, yes, I've used Jing. It doesn't work as well in my Citrix-based server, but I have some other clients who've used Jing. Some people in my marketing group use Jing. It seems to be the easiest to use and the cheapest. The other one that I see a lot of clients using right now is Bonjoro. There seem to be a lot of different apps out there, but make sure you use one that's easy for you to use. There's no wrong here. It's about systematize, put more money in your pocket. The other piece is teamwork. And the old saying of make sure you have the right people on the bus. If it is a bit slower and your 65% is not quite there because you're doing the work of the business, doesn't mean that your team are not stepping up. If your team are not stepping up, I'm not saying we have to cut them loose and let everybody go, but let's play to people's strengths. And let's ask our team, what is it that you want to do? What do you like to do? Now's a good time to do that. These are never fun discussions to have, but again, internal efficiency. If we cannot be efficient internally, then growing the business is only making a bad situation worse. It's like pouring more oil onto the fire and making it worse. We've got to make sure that internally our team are strong, we're systematized, and we're ready to handle incoming work so that every dollar we bring in, 65% of it is ending up in our pocket. That's the goal. Okay, so I'm going to move away from internal efficiencies because I know that's not everybody's favorite, but please don't ignore it. It's one of our critical 4 steps. The other step that we wanted to cover today is more sales to existing customers. This is almost a no-brainer. And when I was training 25 years ago, one of the taglines that's stuck with me all this time is there's money in the phone. So I know it's easy to hide behind email. It's easy to just send out funnels and e-blasts and Facebook posts. But at the end of the day, if you pick up the phone and make phone calls, there is money in the phone. One of the best systems that I have ever taught and that I have ever used is to create a client list and just start calling. From A through Z, just start calling. Make those phone calls, touch base with your clients. There is money in the phone. In the good old days, we actually used to get in our car and drive to clients' locations. Every time I did a client on-site meeting, I would get more business because I was there in their location, and they would say to me, well, now that you're here, we have a question. So given our world today and that our clients are all over the country, it's a little impractical for me to do that. But if you can do that, more power to you. I highly recommend it. My next best suggestion is to make phone calls. Just pick up the phone. There is money in the phone. So everybody write that down. There is money in the phone. I know a lot of people don't believe in phones anymore, and they won't just send an email. There is money in the phone. Pick up the phone. And in order to do that and know who to call, what you really want to do is take your client list and A, B, C, and D it. And there's a lot of literature, a lot of these very expensive courses that I've taken talk about how to stratify your client base, how to decide who's an A and who's a D. And I'm sitting here today telling you that that is specific to you and specific to your business. Don't be fooled into believing that the clients who pay you the most money are your A clients. I do not for 1 second believe that. In my opinion, your A clients are those you like working with, those who pay timely, and those who add value to your business. So if you want to take a step back and look at who your A clients truly are, then look at your B clients and see, how many of them, by just a conversation, could perhaps turn into A clients. Same with C's and D's. Why are they C's and D's? Is there something you can do about that? Before you sell anything to anybody, you have to know who an A client is. And I was just on the phone with a client of mine who said, I don't like working with any of my clients. Pretty sad situation to be in, but that's what he said. And so we talked about, okay, fine. Can you take a step back and think about who an ideal client would be? What would make them ideal? So you can almost build that avatar of what would that client be like and go and find them. And once you have your list, then we want to see what percentage do you have in each category. And I usually run a percentage both by dollars as by number. How many clients in each category and what dollar value of the total does each represent? That's how you then decide how you go about selling to more people. And my point earlier was also about the profitability of each service. So we all know, or we can all figure out who we like the most, who are our A clients. But the other piece of the puzzle that often gets forgotten is what is our most profitable service or product? Because you do not want to be selling and using all your time over the next 30 days, selling a product or service that doesn't add any margin. It doesn't put any money in your pocket. It's a loss leader, unless that's your strategy. And that's another whole seminar. But for today's purposes, what we're talking about is trying to put more money in your pocket. So the very next thing you need to do is look at your service base and your profits per service and say, where do I really make my money? If you've never done this exercise before, it's absolutely fascinating. And if you need help doing it, let me know. This is something I love to roll up my sleeves and help you with, because the two pieces must work together. Who's the ideal client and what's the ideal product or service you sell them in order to earn your best possible profit. I apologize. Who's the best client? What's the most profitable service or product you can sell them? Without those two pieces, business development and all the new clients you could possibly get in the world You're not going to see any more money in your pocket. And my opinion is this is why so many people sign up for sales seminar after sales seminar after sales seminar and go through all these classes and end up no better off, because they still don't know where their profit is really coming to. It is not about the top line. That's my soapbox. The other interesting question that I get is, well, I don't feel comfortable selling more services to existing clients. And I get that. None of us wants to be the quintessential car salesman or shoe salesman, right? We don't want to be that guy. But we do want to offer our best customers or clients everything that they need to be successful. And if you have products or services that you have not offered to them because you're scared of selling, then you're actually not doing them a service. So if you come to this picking up the phone and saying, would you like fries with that, to your A and B customers or clients, my opinion is that you're actually doing them a disservice. These people know you, they trust you, they like you, and they want your help. If you were to get on the phone and say, hey, Melissa, I know you and I have the service that I think would really help you, how do you think that would make them feel? I spoke to an advisor the other day who is doing separate and billable financial plans. So not included in her commission basis, but separate and billable. And I said, do people sign up for that? She said, yes, because the value is there in saying to someone, this is what we have for your financial plan. This is how your investments are doing. This is how we get paid. I believe that there will be value in me doing a comprehensive plan for you. This is the additional fee, but this is what you're going to get. And clients say, yeah, sign me up. Would you like fries with that? It works. You have to come from a place of authenticity and know that you truly are adding value to their lives. The other reason that I know without a shadow of a doubt that this works is this thing called perceived indifference. All the research shows that clients leave you not because you do a bad job, not because you make a mistake, not because the neighbor is cheaper or closer or they're going with their granny's friend's advisor, but because of perceived indifference. That means they think you don't care. They think you don't care. So for 1 minute, if you think that picking up the phone and offering an additional service that truly will add value for them is selling, you're sorely wrong. Deep breath. Perceived indifference. Do you think that people leave 22% of the time, 46% of the time, or 68% of the time because of perceived indifference? I have a few people. Yes, that's right. 68% of the time, you guys have done your research. 68% of the time, people leave because of perceived indifference. That means they think you don't care. And we both know that's not true. You care. Why is it that their perception is that you don't? So picking up the phone and offering them a service that will add value will avoid this feeling of perceived indifference. That's the second thing I want you to take home with you today if you learn nothing else here. So we are signing people up for the 30-day program with me. I'm going to be doing this with you, one-on-one phone sessions for the next 4 weeks as we boost your sales. Anybody that signs up today gets in for $497. Tomorrow, the price goes up to $797. That link is good until midnight tonight if you want to sign up. We'd love to have you put all these things into place. So moving on, the other way to really boost your sales in the next 30 days is customer retention, having customers stay. Because remember, when we started talking today, we said it's 6% more expensive to get new clients or customers than it is to retain existing ones who come back year after year. So a prime example is watching ads on television for Spectrum or AT&T who say, new client special, 3 months free. What about their old customers? I've been a Spectrum customer for 10 years. They just keep pushing my prices up and up. That's offensive. So what are you doing to treat existing clients and customers with great honor and respect? We work with a retention rate of 5% or less every year. We don't want to lose more than 5% of our clients every year by number, not dollar. And so what's yours? What's your average retention rate over the last 3 years? These are numbers you should know. If it's more than 5%, in my opinion, you have an experience issue, not a service issue. One of the things that we look at in detail is the difference between customer service and customer experience. So the customer service is, we respond to your phone calls, we're always honest, we're prompt. Yes, those things are pretty much expected. But what's the customer experience? What do people feel? I was just invited to a Savannah Bananas baseball game in Savannah last 2 weeks ago. And the experience of every single person in that stadium was amazing. It was not about the service. It wasn't about standing in line. It wasn't about the hot dogs. It was about the experience. What are you doing in your business to create a fabulous experience for people? Other ways to help with retention is guarantees. Stand behind your product. How do you differentiate yourself? This is another one that I hear the service thing thrown out a lot. We offer good customer service. Well, I should hope so. That's not a differentiator. That's a given. What is your true differentiator? We do it quicker. We do it better. Well, everybody says that, right? But what's your differentiator? That's where we need to spend our time. And then the other thing that is really quick and easy to do is send out a survey. Send out a survey today to your client base. You can do it on SurveyMonkey for free and find out the big question. What don't you like? Don't ask what do you like. Come on, that's self-serving. We're all welcome. Bring on the good stuff. What don't they like? That's the hard thing to hear, but it's important if you're going to focus on retention, because again, it's going to cost you 6% to go and get new customers. Why would you want to lose one? If you could focus on just 2 of these things, improving your client experience, offering everybody a money-back guarantee, and keep your retention at 98%, that's a whole lot better for your pocket than going out to look for new customers every year, and especially in the summer. So my suggestion is just stop doing what people don't like. Generally, people are pretty honest in telling us what they don't like. And in terms of increasing your retention and having clients stay and buy more of your profitable services, stop doing what they don't like. And how we find that out is by surveys. Be brutally, and ask people to be brutally honest. I know it's hard. So before I wrap up today and have some question and answer session, I wanted to give everybody some homework. And your homework today, whoops, my other picture didn't populate. Your homework for today is to read both Profit First and Pumpkin Plan. These are Mike's books. Mike is my business coach, and these 2 books have been fundamental in managing my business, managing my cash, as well as 75% of my clients have implemented these systems and are seeing fantastic growth. If you want referrals or to talk to anybody that has implemented the system, I'm happy to do that. We are all huge proponents of Profit First and Pumpkin Plan being simple, basic, hands-on tools. So I thank you for debunking the myth with me today. We are debunking these myths that summer is slow and affecting our cash flow. And I'm going to leave the chat up for the next 15 minutes so that if anybody has questions about these 4 steps or how they can implement in their business, I'll do the best I can to help you in broad strokes. Anybody who wants individual to go on this journey with me for the next 30 days, and welcome you. We are all going to double our summer income this year.